Hey everybody, I just got a hold of Colleen Coble's latest Fragile Designs, and I thought, why not just sort of do a vlog and tell you a little bit here and there as I'm reading it. I've got the audiobook, so I'll tell you what I think coming up. All right, so I got the audiobook, Fragile Designs. I love Colleen Coble. If you haven't followed my channel, she's one of my favorite Christian mystery authors. And so today, when I got her audiobook, I was on the Libby app and I put it on hold like as soon as I found out about it, and I got it today. And so far, it's really good. I'm just a little bit into it, but the story is about this woman who she's unhappy with her husband, who's a police officer, and she comes home and they've been fighting, and she wants to tell him that she's pregnant with their child. And she's struggling with that, and she's reflecting on some of the problems in their marriage when she finds that he has been murdered in their home. And so that's just the very beginning. That's the premise of the book. And then it flashes forward to when the baby is born. So we don't hear about the pregnancy or anything. So now she's the mother of this baby, and she's living with her grandmother, who is this adorable Southern woman, and she's just really sweet. So far, I'm loving the grandmother and the character of the woman who had the baby. And she has these two neighbors, and one's a police officer, and the other is, I guess, a brother that she used to have a significant relationship with, and the relationship didn't work out. So there's all kinds of things, we're ready for all kinds of interesting things to go on in this book. Colleen Coble has definitely laid the foundation for lots of good things to happen, and I can't wait to see how the story unfolds. So in other news, I have been, because I'm a woman in my 50s, I've been looking into leggings. Can a woman wear leggings over 50? Put it in the comments below, whatever you think. Anyway, I found a pair of leggings on Amazon that are unbelievably comfortable. This video is in no way sponsored, but we've been snowed in a little bit here, and I found these leggings, and they're just so great for bumming around the house. And I thought maybe I would venture out in public with these. I don't know. And so I got on Macy's and I tried to buy some tunics. So let me show you my tunics I got today. The first one I'm thrilled with. It's just a hoodie. It's a nice long hoodie, and I got it from Macy's, and I love it. And it's nice and long, and it has like little snaps at the sides. And this one I love. So this one's a win. But this, this is not a tunic, okay? It's nice and soft. I'm excited about that, but it is not a tunic. It's a nice big t-shirt. Let me see if you can, I don't think that's a tunic, so I'm pretty disappointed in that one. And this one looks like just a really large sweater. It's adorable, it's soft, it's a beautiful shade of blue, but you know what it's not? It's not a tunic. So to me, I think, you can't see, I think a tunic should cover your bum. And where's Amanda with her little pink pen? I love Amanda with the pink pen. You gotta see, I'll link her video. I don't have a pink pen. All right, I don't have a pink pen like Amanda has, but what I do have is a scissors that I use to open the box. These are not tunics. A tunic covers the tush, okay? Just saying, all right? You need to check out Amanda and her video with her pen. It's a lot more fun than the scissors. Good morning. So I'm getting ready to leave for work. It's still dark out. Don't you hate that when it's dark in the morning and then it's dark when you come home? But at least I'm a teacher, so the light in my car just went out. At least I'm a teacher, so it's not as dark when I get home. But anyway, I read a good portion of, I listened to a good portion of the Colleen Coble book last night. And I just have to say, her sisters are Bijans. They are terrible people. So she's working in this house, her grandmother's house. They're going to restore it and turn it into a B&B. And her sisters, they're afraid she's going to get their inheritance. So they've come to help restore the B&B. And it's just, they're really awful. And then the father, apparently their mother died when they were very young. And so the narrator, her name I think is Carly, took over raising the girls. And the father remarried and got some teenager that he just drops off with these sisters and goes off to do his thing, I think in Italy. And he's another piece of work. So this poor narrator, she's trying to deal with her sisters. She's trying to raise her baby. She's trying to solve the mystery of her murdered husband. And now she's got this teenager to contend with. But you know, I'm a high school teacher. I love teenagers. And of course, this one's turning out to be pretty good peeps. So really happy about the teenager. Can't wait to see that part of the story unfold. Oh, P.S. One more thing. I just want to tell you, I'm wearing my leggings. So we'll see. You know, teenagers, they'll tell me if it looks bad. And I did find a nice long sweater that covers everything. Thank you very much. No thank you to Macy's. I found it at Belk. But anyway, wearing my tunic appropriately. All right, I'm back and I have finished Fragile Designs. It was really fantastic. I'm biased. I love a Colleen Coble book, but this was definitely one of her best. I thought about giving it 5 stars, but I did decide to go down to 4.5. I dinged it a little bit. And the reason for that is because after I finished it, I felt like the mystery was so convoluted. I just couldn't think. You know how after you read a mystery sometimes and the next day you're like, well, wait a minute, what was the deal with that? And what about that? And so there was too much of that in the mystery. I thought it was too complicated. It could have been much more simplified. So for that, I ding it just a smidge, but I'm no author. I mean, I'm just telling you my opinion. And then the other thing was the character Carly. She was lovely and, you know, I was definitely engaged and concerned about what was going to happen to her, but she was such a doormat. And she did realize at some point in the book, hey, I'm tired of people pushing me around. I'm going to start pushing back. And, you know, she comes out and says that in the storyline. And so I appreciated that. But at the same time, I was a little irritated because there was a love interest in there, and the love interest was so enamored with her generosity and her giving nature. And I'm thinking, you're not trying to say doormats are attractive to men, are you? I don't think that's at all what Colleen Coble was saying. I love Colleen Coble, fantastic author, fantastic book. But for those reasons, I did bump it down to a 4.5 star read. Another thing, the faith content was fantastic. I love a good murder mystery, but I also, I struggle with it. I think, like, is that a sin that I also like, you know, I like as a Christian woman, I want to read what is noble and what is pure and what is lovely. But at the same time, I do love a murder mystery. So I think that's okay. I've prayed about it a lot. But for a good murder mystery, there was still a good balance of faith content. And in particular, the title of the book was referenced toward the end, and I love that. I'm a title girl. I love when the title does come to fruition. And the title of the book was referenced, and we talk about fragile design, and one of the characters says to another, it's kind of like God's plan for our lives. You know, he has this fragile design for our lives, and every individual is special and intricate, and the designs are, you know, fragile and beautiful. And it was a like sort of a nod to Jeremiah 29:11, and I really enjoyed that. I guess Truffles did not. But anyway, I really, it was a great book, and I was thrilled to get a hold of it, and I enjoyed it a lot. Now, speaking of God, another thing, I got a new Bible today. Yay! And came in the mail. I haven't opened it yet. So I thought, what a perfect time, you know, to go ahead and open it on camera. I was studying Deuteronomy, and I was getting a little frustrated. There was, with the King James version of Deuteronomy, there were things that I didn't understand. And I've been studying the Bible for years, of course, easily over 20 years. But still, I was struggling with some of the things, and I would have to say to God, you know, I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't understand that. Can you help me to just accept that? And, I'm me and you're God, and just either make peace with the things that I'm struggling with or understand them. And I decided to go ahead and buy a New Living Translation. And it's taken me years. I have to say, it has taken me years to finally go ahead and buy a New Living Translation. And one of my very dear friends has said, and she was a seminary school graduate, and she said, there is nothing wrong with, getting the New Living Translation. But, some people are must be King James. And I first began studying the NIV. So I tend to lean toward the NIV, but I sort of caved to the peer pressure and started reading King James. And I know that there is the thinking out there that King James is the truest and the most superior translation. And I understand that. My pastor would say that. But I wanted something that was just very easy to read. Especially, I study the Bible sometimes in my car before I go into work. And I want something that I can just quickly, digest. So I got this New Living Translation. And it was only $5 from Amazon. But if you look at my bookmark, it's a Christmas card in the book of Deuteronomy. But if you look at that print, I'm an old woman, and that is tiny, tiny print for me. So I thought, well, for $5, I'm not going to return it. I'll keep it and maybe pass it on to somebody else, or maybe I'll make this my copy in my car. I like to have Bibles in various places so that I can quickly grab one and just go to God's Word whenever I need to. But I got a New Living Translation. Little more, considerably more expensive, but supposed to be bigger print, and it just looked gorgeous. So let's see. All right. Da-da-da-da. So the large print, it's embarrassing. I feel so old, but I needed the large print, giant print. How about that? The giant print Holy Bible, New Living Translation. It's got this pretty box, and it's pink. And it's got this, it's pretty. Isn't that pretty? It's got, it's instead of silver, it's got the gold. Instead of gold, it's got silver edging on the pages, which I love. These pages are considerably thinner than this one. Where's the other one with the little bitty print? So I'll probably keep it. This one has nice thick pages. I liked that about this one. But this one has really thin pages, but look how nice and big the Word of God is. So I'm excited to get into this. I wanted to share this real quick. And the other thing I've got going on is I just got Manor House on my Libby app. So that'll be my next book, Manor House. One other thing I want to tell you real quick. Speaking of new releases, I loved The Unlikely Yarn of the Dragon Lady. I read that and reviewed that. I think last year. It was around last winter, because for Christmas, I remember buying the book for someone as a Christmas gift because I loved that book. And it was a one-hit wonder. The author had never, I don't think, published anything else. And I found that she had a new book coming out, and it came out this weekend. And it was one of those pre-order things on Amazon. As soon as I saw she had another book, I signed up and I had it delivered. And I felt so bad because there was snow all over the place, and the Amazon driver delivered my book kind of late at night. It was like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and it was dark and snowy and icy, and I felt really bad about that. But it's good to know that if you sign up for, getting a book the day it's printed or the day it's released, Amazon will make sure you get it. So yay, thank you, Amazon. But here is the next book by that author. It's called The Tangled Tale of the Woolgathering Castoffs. And I know nothing about it except that as soon as I saw that this particular author, Sharon Mondragon, I think it's probably Mondragon. As soon as I saw that she had another book out, I was like, yes, please. And I was reading about her, and it said she's a military mom, I guess married to somebody in the military, and homeschooled her children. And she's very active in a prayer shawl ministry. So if you're feeling like, oh, I just stay home with my kids, which I felt that way when my kids were younger. Now my kids are older, but when my kids were real young, I did kind of think like, what do I do that's important? It's important. It all matters. It's hugely important. But look, this woman was a homeschooling mom, traveled around with her family, and wrote books that I just loved. I don't know about the rest of the world, but I love her books. So I will have a review on this coming up, perhaps with my review of Manor House. Bye for now.